Welcome back to this day. Joining me now is Elise Rothrock with the Village Breeze Update. Elise, always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And so we just had St. Patrick's Day. Did you go out and celebrate at all?
I did not. My son is in track, so my weekends are usually taken up with track events.
Yes.
So not partying, unfortunately. That would have been fun.
Yes, I know that feeling. I have an all-day Saturday, all-day Sunday competition this weekend in Anaheim with my kids.
Yeah.
So, but I was actually laid up last weekend, wasn't feeling good. So, but I saw like lots of pictures of my friends, and it looked like they had a lot of fun out there.
Yes, other people had fun, which is always good too.
Yes, yeah. So you have some new updates with the Village Breeze. I believe last time when you were here, you had just announced the winners of the photo contest. Did you get any like other feedback, like after the magazine came out, that people were like, wow, these pictures are so incredible?
Well, of course, the people who won or were included in the contest,
Yes.
They're like, oh, this is great, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully other readers enjoyed the results of the contest as well. So.
I did. I took it home and showed my whole family and everybody. I thought it was just incredible.
Yeah, there's so many great photographers here in the village.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you have in this issue? The March-April issue is now out. So like I noticed in your features, one of the first things was from concept to reality.
Yes, that is a fairly new column that we have in the Breeze, and it's an introduction to all of Village Management Services executive management. And this month's focus is maintenance and construction. So Director Manuel Gomez is featured, as well as Assistant Directors Bart Mejia and Ian Barnett. So it's a way for residents to learn a little bit more about the folks who make the village run as well as it does.
So there'll be like interviews with these three
Yes.
people. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
How nice to get to know, you know, the people
Yes.
that work here and stuff.
Yes, the first.
And I thought it was so interesting that it said it was it's the largest operating
It is.
department. Yeah.
It is.
That's
It is.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, makes sense though.
Yeah, there's
How
a
big
lot.
the
There's
village is.
a lot to maintain.
Yeah.
and construct.
And then another feature is the Visions of Light, the camera club.
That is just a short little feature about the camera club here in the village, and it talks about some of the activities they do, the purpose behind their club, how people can contact them, get involved, but they do a lot to capture, preserve, and archive memories, which is always a great thing.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
so
they
wonderful.
reached out to us and asked if we would do a little write-up on them, and
That's
so,
awesome. Yeah, always keeping the history, and nothing better than a picture. It says 1,000 words, right? And
Absolutely.
I just recently built an entire cabinet to store all my photo albums, because I've been doing that all through since like I was in 7th grade, been every year. But now I'm starting to go, who's ever gonna want this one day?
I know. It's you know, my mom saved so many things, including a lot of photographs, and then gave them to me, and I'm like, what do I do with these?
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to do the same to my kids too.
Right. And then another feature you have is muscling through it. Tell us about this one.
Yes, this is all about how folks who are 55 and older can build, maintain muscle mass, which helps metabolism, it helps balance, it helps so many other things in everyday life that you don't necessarily think about, and you know why it's so important for mature adults to make sure that they have some of that muscle tone and keep it, and even build it up a little bit more.
And it is true. Yeah, I'm noticing now, I'm in my 50s, it's like once you hit 50, like, or even 40, it was like the muscle mass started to change. And it's like, wait a minute, where's it going?
Right. You have to make a concentrated effort to maintain that, those muscles.
Yeah. And then another feature, a plan for pets.
Yes. We talk a lot about disaster planning and preparedness and what individuals can do, but this also talks about how to prepare to take your pets with you in the event of an emergency.
Okay.
All the little details that you have to think about, like making sure they have identification and you have a leash, because during an emergency or
Yes.
disaster, pets become very skittish and scared, and they may run off. Having a crate, having a go bag just with pet supplies, if your pet has medication, needs special food, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a way for people to keep that front of mind
Yeah.
when they're doing their planning for, hopefully something that never happens. But.
Yeah, that's really smart. It's so true. I hadn't thought about that before, to actually, have a little place for all this stuff. And I have, especially when I've owned cats, I've always thought like, oh my gosh, if a fire happened or whatever, like how do you possibly, cats so easily jump out of your arms, how do you possibly get your cat and keep them in safety?
Yeah, it's really an important component of being prepared.
That's awesome that you put that in there, and something to think about.
Yes.
And so other features and departments, other things you have coming up, one of the things was the comparison cost here in the village compared to other 55 plus communities.
That's
I
right.
thought this was pretty interesting.
Very interesting. It's part of the financial services column, and it highlights for residents, the true, unique, and amazing bargain that people have here in the village compared to other communities that may be smaller, that offer far fewer amenities for the same or perhaps even more of a monthly assessment. But there is a link in that column where people can go and see the chart that compares several different communities from California, a few from out of state, but it's really good information. It was compiled by our financial services department.
Well, that's great. That's great. It's always good to have that kind of information. Makes you feel better too.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
And so one of the other things is understanding charging electric vehicles.
That's another part of, let's see, that was in maintenance and construction as part of their department. And it's just a little bit more information for people who have those electric vehicles and what is the protocol for charging in areas not the community center.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so much more. I mean, your communications, the different communications. So this is so great how you put in all the different departments and the different updates for them as well.
Yes, yes. And one of the things I'd like to call out is in Community Connected, one of our departments, the foundation of Laguna Woods Village always provides content, and it's such a beneficial organization for residents here in the village, providing temporary financial relief when it's needed. And the topic of their content this issue is how to battle loneliness and how residents can do it together to try to keep people from feeling that isolation and loneliness that they might as they age.
Yeah, definitely all good stuff. And then also you have the news and the what's up, and people don't always want to go or think to go to the website. So great that they have the magazine right there at your fingertips.
That's right. We try to reach everybody any way we can, whether it's digital, print, or broadcast.
Yeah.
So.
Well, great. And then, so where can residents get copies of the Village Breeze?
There are copies throughout the village, here in the community center, at the literature racks, right next to the rear double doors. Most of the clubhouse offices have copies. You can grab one from the concierge, the equestrian center, the garden center, the golf pro shop, the tennis clubhouse, the library. All of the high impact touch points have copies.
This is great. And then, as always, you welcome residents' feedback. And
Absolutely.
That's such a great mindset to have. I've recently kind of became aware of this, that we, in many different areas of our life, we should be asking for feedback and be open to having that feedback and to improving.
Yes, exactly. And that is the aim. Every issue, my email is in there. If you have a photo you want to share, if you'd like to suggest a feature idea, if you're in a club and you'd like to see that featured as well for a little bit, give residents a little bit more information about that club, by all means, please email me. Or if you have constructive criticism as well, I want to hear that too. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here today and giving us this update. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Stay with us. We have the Old Pros coming up right after this. You're watching This Day.